This is a series about a certain person. A guy from the slums, as it were, who's determined to become a famous racing driver. Starting from the very bottom, while earning money and honing my skills, I'm going to be living the life of that person. This is one serious turnout. Previously, I bought myself an old Lada, since you can't find a cheaper car for some sideways action. I stuffed it into a barrier almost straight away, had to pay a fine, and set forth for Moscow Raceway, where I received a warm welcome. However, something went wrong. Car of No Return, Series 2, fitting a barrel to a Lada for some sideways action. Translation and voiceover by BMI Russian. These cars over here just don't look right. Are these even Lada owners? Their cars look too clean and pretty. They have some roll cages happening. Meanwhile, I have a true Lada, the real deal. It seems as if I've come to the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't seem to fit in. These people are way too serious. Anyway, we made it. We should probably take part. If they let me, of course. My car doesn't have a cage. I don't know if they'll even let me run. When I messaged the event organizers, I forgot to mention that my car doesn't even have a cage. They thought we were going to bring a fully prepared Lada. Then again, this thing is pretty cool. This will be embarrassing, though. Mostly due to the fact that I don't have a racing bucket seat, which means I can't steer the car properly. When the car goes sideways, I'm hanging onto the wheel, unable to countersteer. I've tried my best, but there's really nothing I can do. Everybody's going to be laughing at me tomorrow. Whatever. There's the life of an amateur drifter for you. It's my life now. Look at that! Just like Ken Block's Mustang. Those Volgas look very similar. Whoa, do they look awesome.
You're here a bit early, Eugene.
Yeah, but it did take a while.
Practice is about to start.
Hey there,
We're throwing a drift party. You coming?
a drift party, you say? I don't know, man. Is there still going to be a practice session or something?
Of course, man.
The briefing's about to start.
The MRW fire brigade is gone, so it's time to get out there. Parade's at 3 o'clock.
Is it okay that I don't have a cage? I don't have a racing seat either. It's impossible to steer while hanging onto the wheel, so you're not allowed without a cage.
Let me just show you what a proper interior should look like.
So they won't let me compete. We basically came here for nothing then.
Allow me to explain. You should have a fire extinguisher mounted like so, in full reach of the driver. You got one?
Nope. I don't have shit.
You'll need a kill switch.
You need working seat belts,
Some firmly welded bucket seats, which won't wobble. I'm not even gonna look at your engine bay. Right, gotcha. I literally bought it like an hour ago and came over here for some drifting. I get the picture.
You need at least 120 horsepower.
What's the story here?
Now that belongs to my team. The total cost of parts was around $2,500. It's running a TD04, some cams, and it makes around 300 horsepower.
I didn't come here to win necessarily. I was hoping that I could at least take part.
MRW is full today, man.
So it ain't happening, am I right? Can we maybe just say that I came here by myself and that we don't know each other? You know, like I'm just a guy from the street.
It is possible, but you have to send an application, just like in the Russian Drift Series and the Drift Alliance. Everybody receives a starting number, some stickers.
Does your Mark II have a cage?
It does not. You actually don't need one. The thing is...
Right, you need a fire extinguisher.
Exactly. Plus some proper racing harnesses and seats. And something with long sleeves, not a t-shirt. Helmets, of course.
They mean the business, eh? Now what do? We came all this way for nothing. And it was a long drive to get here. At least we can check out some cars. Right, so street drifting it is for us. We're not quite ready to do this at a professional level. But sooner or later we'll get there. Indeed, I'm not quite there yet. But only for now. I'm forced to back off for the time being. But I'm not giving up. I'll do battle with them later on. It won't start, dude. There's our first failure right there. Maybe it's for the better that they didn't let me run on the Moscow Raceway. Since a bunch of people didn't see me embarrass myself, I was way too optimistic heading for a top-level competition right off the bat. For starters, I should have just tested my POS quietly, which is exactly what I'm gonna do now. You'd be very lucky to find a Lada with a working battery. Then again, that never happens, does it? Only thing left is to buy a new one. I'm buying the cheapest battery I can find for my Lada. Right, where's the ground? There we go. Hopefully it doesn't go anywhere. This is my first time out drifting. I'm actually a bit worried, since I don't trust this car's suspension. If I initiate at high speed, it could very well flip over. Right, let's give it a try. Transition. There we go. I'm forced to hang on to the door handle. No, man. I remember saying that it's tough to drift in an A86. Turns out that's pretty easy. You can't even use the momentum to get this car sideways. I need some practice. No, I do know how to drift, but here you have to learn everything all over again. I can't do this. What? Something wrong with the wheel? What's up? The tire let go? Do we have a spare? We have a gearbox in the trunk, but unfortunately no spare tire. Fuck this. What have I gotten myself into? This thing's slow, it doesn't steer, it has a mushy suspension. What was it Toretto said? What matters isn't the car, but who's behind the wheel? Apparently he's never driven a Lada. Anyway, if I'm going to be racing for cash, and we're gonna have to, there are some issues that need to be sorted, without spending too much money. I'll need some rubber, a bucket seat, and a barrel. Only rich kids can afford a new seat, so I'll be getting mine used. The seller told me that this one has seen plenty of racing posteriors. The entire point of this series, at least in the beginning, is that we'll be going to garages like this one to source parts. Right. Goodies. You work at a restaurant or something? With all these dishes. So that's the seat. You were told it needs reupholstering, right? Good thing is it's OEM. OEM, you say? Yep. What matters is for it to hold me in place. Right now I'm flying all over the cabin. Cool. These harnesses are exactly what I'm looking for. So how much you want for it? $85? It's a good price for a bucket seat. Okay, we have a deal. Alright, let's send you some money and get out of here. You need a motorcycle? Do I need a motorcycle? So how much you want for the bike? $1.5 grand? Bear in mind that this thing is for sale. Did you get the cash? Yep. Awesome, see you, dude. Thanks a lot. Good luck. I'll see you guys later, I guess. Alright. Right, thanks, dude. I've got myself a true racing seat. Looks like somebody was really scared here. They had to scratch the seat, huh? Oh, sorry about your bumper, Sasha. Your mint-condition bumper. Alright, let's roll. It just so happened that I found myself not too far away from the place where I bought my Lada. So I brought it over to its previous owner. It's taken a while, but finally, after so many years of blogging, I've bought myself something sporty, and something I really need. Now I have a true racing seat. It has seen better days, but it still works for me. For me personally, this is where motorsport starts. Anyway, so we brought the car to its previous owner. He's a pretty good wrench, and he promised to help us install the seat. He'll also be making certain adjustments. When we brought the seat to him, the first thing he asked was, "Did you measure it up?" As a matter of fact, we didn't. I haven't tried it out yet. Why didn't we measure it up first? So you don't fit or what? Actually, it's just the right size. Perfect fit. This is an original Sparko item, dudes. Not some Chinese knockoff. This is what drifting is all about. Hopefully this seat will become some sort of lucky charm for me, which I'll be taking with me when swapping this car for something else, when the time comes to get something new. I reckon I'll remove this seat and install it into another car. That's weird, it says Junior. It looks like we've bought a child seat. Why does it say Junior? Whatever, I say we take it to the garage so that it doesn't get stolen. I'm actually more concerned about the seat than I am for the car. Alright, I'm off. It's pretty light. Another important reason for visiting the former owner specifically is that he has quite an unconventional way of thinking. He's our kind of guy. Gentlemen? Felix as the mechanic. First, I'd like to tell you how I got involved in all this. My first car was a Lada, which was a hand-me-down from my old man. I've had quite a few cars since then, but for me there's no getting away from Ladas. There was a time when I had a job and made a decent living. I was even considering financing a new car, which a lot of people do these days. At the time, I was looking to buy myself a 10th gen Lancer. But it never happened, and I carried on driving Ladas. I was laughed at by my colleagues, since nobody ever had a worse car than me. But it didn't bother me. I bought those cars for myself, not for somebody else. I knew I could trust this guy with installing some additional hardware, which would make my car not just go sideways, but rather fly. We've removed the rear seat, and as always, we find some napkins.
Had some girlies in the back seat.
Some butterscotch.
That's what got them in the car in the first place.
Some mint-flavored gum, but that was obviously the driver.
Hop into a Lada for some butterscotch. Didn't take you long to dismantle the interior.
Well, yeah.
Maybe you can tell me, given our progress, why is Anton Vorotnikov taking so long to finish his Pimp My Ride project?
To be honest, I have no idea who you're talking about. Right, so here's where we're at with this car. The interior has been completely disassembled. Since you really don't need one in a drift project, Eugene has purchased a racing seat. I've made some custom rails to get it installed. You can even move them back and forth. And now we get to mounting the seat itself. It was quite a fiddly job making these rails, since Ladas do have a few quirks about them. Namely, the stock rails aren't quite level. I took some steel sections and set everything where it should be, and now the rails are looking perfectly even. You put them in like so, bolt them up, and then install the seat on top. Eugene, get in here, time to do some measurements.
Not bad.
The stock seats don't even come close. First of all, you sit closer to the ground.
Of course. And if you do up the harnesses.
The seat is offset slightly to the left relative to the wheel, but it shouldn't be a problem.
It's all good.
I sat in a Defender once, the seating position is awful. We'll tell you what that's for in the next episode.
Next time.
So we're screwed?
Yeah.
Oh shit! We're all in deep shit, they've put up a roadblock. Wait a minute, bud. I'm sorting out the location and you're showing me this bullshit?
Any one of you can feel free to challenge me. We can race for fun, for cash, or even for slips. I'm willing to consider any proposition. One day this series might gain cult status. Because this really isn't so much a series
as it is real life. If you're on board and you've already subscribed to this channel, well, good for you. Together we'll get this ball rolling.